Welcome back to the show. Of course, I'm going to admit it, this is one of my favorite segments here on Bahamas at Sunrise. Anytime we have Hubert Edwards of HE Global and Managing Consultant, Next Level Solutions, I'm excited because we're talking some real serious stuff. Leadership is at the pinnacle of all that we do. Hubert, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back to the show.
Always
Listen,
a
man,
pleasure being
you
here.
had a quote recently that says, failing to embrace integrity and honesty robs leadership of its soul. So much to unpack within that single quote, but you know, when we talk about robbing leadership of its soul, let's start with the definition of soul. I mean, if you're saying, if you don't embrace integrity and if you don't embrace honesty, it just makes leadership null and void.
Yeah, that's true. You see, the thing is, if you think about your human soul, you know, it's the essence of you. It's bigger than your physicality. So at a very fundamental level, the soul of leadership rests on integrity, it rests on honesty, it rests on the ideas of equity, fair, and justice. And we naturally know this because when we are in situations where we are treated badly, then we figure, you know, something is going wrong here. So when you have leadership or a leader and the systems, the process, the programs that it is undertaking, right, is reduced or integrity is taken away, then all of a sudden it's lose that essence and it becomes less than it ought to be.
So that means you don't have leadership then, because, so is there such a thing as bad leadership or maybe it's horrible leaders?
Well, there's always leadership, but the question is whether it's effective leadership.
Okay,
so the idea behind leadership is my ability to inspire you. That's the basic of leadership.
The basic, right.
I'm going to inspire you, and if I'm going to inspire you, I need to be adding value to you. If I'm going to make your life better, if I'm going to show you a better future, if I'm going to show you how we are going to achieve the corporate goal or the national goal, once you buy into that, then you see value in following me. Now, if you take away that value, and integrity does that, then what the lack of integrity does, it starts to destroy that. So the leader, therefore, isn't able to lead on the basis of inspiration, and he has to use something else. And usually, some leaders find themselves in position of authority, and the authority come with the office or come with the uniqueness of the circumstances, and they then use that uniqueness of the circumstance to kind of like knock you over the head, to cajole, because if you cannot inspire, then you obviously have to manipulate.
Right. I mean, but you can inspire for good and you can inspire for bad.
Yes, and this is one of the things which sometimes we miss. You know, leadership is not necessarily good or bad. Effective leadership is not necessarily good or bad.
It's just the ability to inspire.
What is it that we are trying to achieve? You know, when we look at what happened to the Jews and the individual who led them, he was an effective leader. When you look at what happened in Iraq back in the day, he was an effective leader. When you look at what happened in India with Gandhi, he was an effective leader. Now, history remembers one set as a good leader and the other as you know, rogues.
So I guess that would answer the question then. A person, if he lacks integrity, can you be an effective leader?
You can be an effective leader if you lack integrity. If the outcome or the output that you are going for is something which is negative. You know, so certainly even thieves or even gangsters have great leaders. But the fact of the matter is we look at it from the point of view that our objective is to create something which is positive, is to do things which are good. If you're trying to lead person on a voluntary basis, if you're trying to inspire a person to be good, if you're trying to move society forward, then obviously you do not want persons to be acting with lack of integrity.
Let's jump back to this trust factor here. When trust is eroded and a leader no longer inspires, what kind of behavior does he or she resort to? It's the manipulation?
Yeah, it's the manipulation. It's, you know, using individuals to fight against other individuals. It's, you know, pulling out the knife in the dark of the night. It's doing the things which are antithetic to fairness, equity, and justice. So at all points in time, you want a leader who is there pulling persons along, who is there driving the process, who is moving towards the objective, but doing it in such a way that individuals are moving with him almost under their own whim because they're inspired by his action and his behavior, and his behavior is therefore consistent with what he's espousing.
How do rewards factor into this? I mean, you have, you know, positive and negative rewards.
Yes.
And how do you maintain that as it relates to this integrity factor that you're talking about?
Well,
under leadership.
you see, the rewards sometimes may be physical, you know, so you come to work and you want to be paid.
Right.
But ultimately, I like to say to person, the journey may be corporate. Or the objective may be corporate, but the journey is individual. The individual is always looking for something out of this. Okay. If I'm going to be under your leadership, then I'm looking for mentorship. Right. I'm looking for networking. Yeah. I'm looking for what can add value to my own life journey. And so it's important that you understand where the rewards lie, and the effective leader uses that and uses that in an integrous way to help to inspire the individual to go further than they would by themselves.
All right, Hubert, I don't know when you're writing the book, if you have one already, but how can people, reach you?
Well, I'm on social media, and my number is 376-8951 if you want to contact me. Always available, willing to have discussions around these topics.
All right, Hubert Edwards, global and managing consultant with Next Level. This is Next Level stuff. Next Level Solutions. My brother, thank you so much
for having me.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. I'm going to lead and turn it over to you, Star.